Hey there everyone, Spazzy Dragon here, aka Syndromes, and welcome to the 2016 Discover Freelancer Let's Play slash tutorial slash guide slash thing. If you've been a subscriber to my channel for a couple of years now, you'll probably know that I try to make one of these series at least once a year so to showcase the changes, the progress we have for the Discovery mod over the time. But this year is going to be, obviously, no exception, but a little bit different. I've taken my time to go back to the earlier videos to look at the comments and look at the suggestions you gave me, and I'm going to take most of those into account. I'm going to make this thing a little less A to Z orientated and a little bit more structured, so to focus a little bit more on the tutorial and guide side rather than the actual Let's Play side. The following episodes are going to be about 30 to 40 minutes long, but to make things a little bit interesting, or at least interesting-er, today we have a guest, a first-time sort of appearance, and a bit of a thankful guinea pig that I brought with me. So, I'd like to introduce you guys to my friend Felix, and he is going to help us to view Disco from a newbie side of perspective, and this is going to be a dual Let's Play, and we are going to help him get adjusted into the mod. Say hello to people.
Hello, this is Felix. I am quite new to Discovery. I played many years ago and I don't remember anything about it, so this is a fresh start for me.
Nice. Just like we wanted. So, obviously we already been in game for a little while. I showed him how to set up the game itself, the mod itself, some of the control changes that are kind of mandatory when you join the server and everything. There is going to be a separate video series for that in particular. It is going to be not a part of this Let's Play series, so if you'll want to get a complete A to Z, you know, the very basics, then I will have a link down in the video description once that comes out. Anyway, Felix, have you created your character?
Yes, Big Bird is ready to fly.
Well then log in, as the little bird is already in the game. So, this is a planet Erie. If you've been playing Disco from a really long time ago maybe, you'll probably remember that you start off in Manhattan. And now that has changed. We have a dedicated newbie system, and we start off at planet Erie, which is still in New York. Right. Did you go in?
I am loaded in.
Good
I'm at the landing pad.
man. Okay, so let's stay here for a moment. This is mostly for the new players who are currently watching this Let's Play when they're thinking about joining Disco, and I'm going to quickly give a small list. Now, this is actually a problem with the Let's Play. This is always a problem with the Let's Play. The first episode has a small list of things I need to get out of the way so you have the context before we actually move on into the game. And there's a couple of things you really need to do before you launch from the planet and actually join the game environment. First of all, you need to understand, this is a roleplay server. Now, just by sheer luck, Felix here is not new to roleplay in general. What kind of roleplay you've actually been accustomed to? Have you ever done like in-game roleplay in a game like this?
I am part of an armor group where we do some roleplay as well, and in general I've done in-game roleplay as well. I played Battlefield 2 Sandbox ages ago where I also did some.
Oh, well then it's not completely new, and that's a good thing. And obviously, not all players who join Disco are going to be in it for the roleplay, because Disco is and currently remains the most active surviving freelancer server, even though it's modded. And I will be making a TLDR sort of guide about, you know, role-playing and trying to survive in a role-play environment a little bit later, but the first couple of things... Oh, look, there's a blue message. Someone died in the system. Yay. Anyway, the first thing you will... I hope you already did this. You had to go to the forum and check the rules, because this is the first major hurdle for all new players. This is actually where probably half of our potential player base just kind of falls off.
Yeah,
Have you done that?
yeah, I've already read the rules from A to C.
Okay, so a small note about the rules. The problem, there are a lot of them. I know players who go into the whole, hey, I want to play Discovery Freelancer, then they get to the rules section and they're like, what the fuck is this? There's a reason for that, and the easiest way I can explain this, have you ever played EVE Online, for example?
I have not played Eve. I've seen some videos though.
Okay, so basically EVE Online is probably one of the most interesting examples of where the lack of rules is normal. There are no limitations apart from the ones that are set by the game mechanics, right? There's no, players are pretty much allowed to do whatever.
Yeah, if you have the time, you can do everything in Eve.
No, not only that, but also players are not obliged to follow, ethics. So that's the biggest thing about Disco. Our forum and our community in general is large, but at the same time it is kind of small. So you need to understand when you're playing Freelancer, and obviously PvP is a large part of the game, even though this is a roleplay server, you're not playing against other players. You're playing with other players. So that's why we have these rules in place, so the in-game environment is not problematic. So it is newbie-friendly as much as it can be newbie-friendly, and it is friendly in general. So, and the second thing is that if you're a new player, you probably want to go to the forums and register, because one of the biggest mistakes I see a lot of newbies do is they don't know something and they have no one to ask. And if in-game no one responds, then they end up doing stupid mistakes. And here in Discovery Freelancer, if you overstep the server rules, you're either going to get warned by the admin team, they're going to place your ship in a prison system to get your attention, and then you'll have to go to the forums and kind of see what is going up. Anyway, so let's actually look at the starting ship. So you can open up your ship statistics with the F7 key. That is your inventory. That little pop-up message is going to show on the right side. You have the description of the ship. As you can see, this is not a Starflyer, for those of you who actually have played Freelancer. And on the left, you'll actually know that we are starting off with Class 7 weapons. And yeah, this is a small TLDR about the actual gear. I think we usually had to start from like Class 1, right? Like the weakest freaking guns on Starflyer.
Yeah, in the original game you started from Class 1.
Yeah. Well, see, here's the thing. We have made sure that every single ship type is usable, so it's not just, the very heavy fighter. So you can actually have anything from a light fighter to a very heavy fighter to a gunboat, a battleship, a freaking carrier. But we needed more gun types for every single type of ship, so we kind of removed all the low-tier equipment. There is no such thing as low-tier equipment. These weapons that you currently have on that ship, they're really PvP capable. You can easily damage other players with these, which obviously is kind of problematic, especially for new players who don't read the rules, but there you go. Anyway, Felix, go to your internal equipment tab, where your scanner and everything else is.
Yep.
Okay, so the second item from the top is the ID, and this really needs a video of its own. It actually needs a freaking tutorial of its own because of how fucking complicated it is. Basically, the problem with the ID is that it is responsible for very many game mechanics. But basically, the idea is, this is a roleplay server, so obviously you interact with other players through your character, as you would do in a other roleplay environment like the forums or a chat or a other game, right? But we still need to have some sort of limitations into place so people don't do completely out of whack things. So, for example, a Liberty Navy battleship just suddenly doesn't decide that, oh, he wants to be a pirate now. Something along those lines. Anyway, this is the Freelancer ID. Every new character starts off with a Freelancer ID. And up on the top, you can actually see the description. The freelancers are people not affiliated with any particular faction. They generally operate in small ships or trade ships. Sometimes act as mercenaries, but mostly they just explore series. So basically that is the start of your character. And if you scroll down a little bit, these are the limitations. So every single ID has its own type of limitations, and you will need to make sure you kind of familiarize more of them. There are a couple of type of IDs for every single NPC faction, and all of them are kind of same-ish with, you know, some distinct with... they're actually pretty easy to, you know, remember. So basically, what we need to know now with the ID that we currently have is that we can attack any ship in self-defense only. It's not like we can, you know, undock and suddenly just attack a player, right? We can fulfill bounty contracts and escort traders, although this is not something we're going to do right now. And this is one of the biggest things. This thing cannot use any transports with more than 3,600 cargo. So... And obviously, it also cannot participate in any unlawful actions such as, you know, pirating. So basically what this means, this is a ID which can go anywhere. This is the most free ID you can get. But it has its own limitations, as in you cannot attack people, you cannot be the aggressor, and you cannot use large trading ships. But this is going to be something that we can use for now. So, let's launch.
All right.
Finally. Well, that I did warn. This is the problem with the first freaking episode. It's always the same freaking thing. I am in this system.
I am taking off.
Yes, yes you are. And there's Big Bird.
There's Little Bird.
Okay, welcome to Pennsylvania. This is the newbie system with no specific extra set of rules, although, as I already said, the community of roleplayers we have here is somewhat, you know, it's small enough so that everyone knows things, and there's a set of you know, some things that you do and some things you don't do, and one of the things is, you know, kill rookies in the starting system. You know, you usually help them. Anyway, so these are the starting ships that we're going to start off, and what we're going to do is quickly talk about this thing in front of us. This is the Battleship Gettysburg. This is an actual pilotable ship. You can get this thing. You can buy a ship like this, and you can fly a ship like this, and you can kill people with a battleship. Is that the goal of the game? No. The thing is, every single ship type has its own purpose, so even with these little dinky starting ships, they have their own purpose. They are viable in a PvP fight. And this is one of the biggest mistakes many new players make, in the sense that they undock, they see this thing, I want it! And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful freaking ship. Like, Libertonian battleships, like, Libertonian caps in general are freaking beautiful. It's like a freaking liner in space. But the thing is, you don't have to grind for it. It has its own purpose. It's not the best ship in the game. It's just a battleship. It does its own thing. And it does it well. And this is a light fighter, and it does its thing well. So, let's fly off into the distance and admire this small NPC group. So that's a battleship in the middle. These are gunboats. These are ships meant to shoot little ships. And then we have the very heavy fighter over here. And all of the ships you can currently see, you can obtain and fly in game. But this is where things actually start to get a little bit tricky. So do you want a recap? Do you have any questions, Felix, old boy?
I don't have any questions, no. Not at the moment.
So, you just undocked from Erie, and this is a roleplay server, so obviously you're going to play a role. Do you have any thoughts about that? How actually familiar are you with the Freelancer lore?
I'm quite familiar with the lore. I played through the original game at least 2 times. I know about the nomads, and I know about the war between Rhineland and Liberty. But I'm not that deep into it at the same time. I know the general strokes, but nothing particular really.
What about the factions?
I know that they're more or less based on like real life nations, with Liberty being like America and then Britannia
Well, those are the
being
houses, but
Britain.
the
Yeah.
factions themselves. You know, for example, you
Well,
have Liberty Police, Liberty Navy,
yeah,
Rogues.
I know about those. And there's pirates, the Sonars, which operate the Freelancer stations in... Oh,
Hello.
we are being
We
engaged
we
by
have
Xenos.
we are engaged by Xenos, so feel free to open fire and shoot their little faces in. There we go.
Wow, that was quick.
That was quick. Remember, these are completely combat available ships. These aren't starting ships. Well, I mean, they are starting ships, but they are still combat ships. So have you thought about, your character itself? So, what are you going to, do? Are you going to be a freelancer, neutral guy? Are you going to be a lawful guy? Are you going to be a pirate? Be a
Well,
meanie?
I would like to work for a higher purpose, so I'd probably go for something like Liberty Navy or Police and hunt down pirates. Or some kind of freelance bounty hunter, but definitely hunt down the bad guys. That sounds like fun.
Okay, so a tip from a veteran who has joined in 2008 and has been a part of the community so freaking long. Always make a separate character. By that I mean always make a diametrically opposed character. So for example, if you make a Liberty Navy character, to shoot pirates and protect the people and all the players in Liberty,
Jesus Christ.
remember to make a rogue just in case. Um, Almost all people do that. It is a common practice, and it is for your own mental sake, so to speak. What I mean by that is that if you shoot the same people all the time, you will kind of grow to not like them, especially if the encounters are going to be kind of bad sometimes.
Yeah.
And playing on the other side of the fence is needed for your health. It's not a server rule, obviously, but it's just something that almost all of the players do. Alright, so we are in the helium field behind planet Erie, and this is going to be our first stop, and probably the first stop for many new players. The mining system is one of the ways you can earn money. So obviously you can take cargo to other planets, and you can mine, and you can hunt bounties, as already we said by looking at the ID, but this is probably going to be the first place for many new players. So unlike the original Freelancer where you shoot the little rocks and stuff comes out, in this case you just shoot the rocks and the stuff is going to be added automatically inside your cargo bay. Mostly this is because it reduces server lag. Also, we have some rouge.
Remember when I played, you actually had to tractor it up every time you destroyed a rock?
Yeah. You can just imagine that it is kind of bothersome for the server itself.
Yeah. I've already filled my inventory with loot from the pirates.
Nice. Okay, let's go and drop this off. Okay, if you press F8, it is going to bring up your player status bar and your reputation bar. This is one of those things that also needs a tutorial of its own, but I'm going to try to explain it really simply. So every single entry on the left is a type of faction. So you have the Xenos, the Rogues, the Liberty Navy, and the Liberty Police, at least. Those are the ones that I have currently.
Yeah.
So obviously the ones in the red, it's just a slider bar. If it's in the red, it's going to shoot you. If it's neutral, it's going to be neutral, and if it's green, it's green. Now, the reason why I actually bring this up is this basically only shows your own individual reputation with the NPC faction. It does not mean that you have the same reputation with the players. So, for example, we currently shot a few Xenos, right? And they're red, obviously. But if we encounter a Xeno player, it doesn't mean that he's going to attack us. He is going to be red on our, side of the game, because that's our reputation with his faction.
Yeah, we're hostile to his faction, but not him as a person.
Yeah, exactly. Because we're freelancers. We're technically neutral until someone else says so. So that's just something to keep in mind. This is another one of those really stupid mistakes that new players make. They just see someone hostile on their scanner, they're like, oh no, it's a hostile, I need to shoot it. No, it's not like that. It just means that you have a shitty reputation with his faction. It doesn't really, it doesn't mean that you actually have to shoot him or he has to shoot you. Unless it's the obvious. For example, I'm on my Liberty Navy character, I encounter a rogue, so obviously I can shoot him if I want to. Okay, did you sell your stuff?
Yeah, actually made a decent profit from those Liberty Rogue pilots.
Yup. Okay, so how much monies do you have?
I have 50,000.
50,000. Okay.
Make that 60,000.
Nice. Okay, let's make another trip. Let's just go back to the field again.
Right.
Now we have some more players. We are going to avoid interacting with other people right now because it is kind of troublesome for the Let's Play itself. Though obviously this is, the point of the whole freaking server is to interact with other players. At this point we're not going to interact because we're shooting a video and we're talking between each other. Anyway, undock.
I am undocking.
Yeah, also you can skip that cutscene if you just press escape.
Right.
Okay, let's bounce.
Initiating trade lane sequence.
Yes. Alright, so you said you want to build a character. So this is the part of the video where I need to tell you that everything I'm about to say comes from my own personal experience, so it's going to be biased as fuck. And this is certainly not the way most people do it, and certainly it's probably not the way people would tell new players to do it. So, you wanted to make a lawful character, right?
Yeah.
This ship is not going to be it. So basically what I'm saying is our short-term goals right now is to make a character that makes money so you can then make a new character and fund that character and its roleplay with the money you make. So what I'm saying, and this is really something you don't usually hear people on the forum saying, don't worry about your character's roleplay, don't over-elaborate it while you're in this state, while you're completely new, while you're in this ship. You don't have to worry about it. You are still part of the roleplay environment, and you still need to roleplay with people when they roleplay with you, right? But if you have an idea for a character, don't, worry about it just now. Our first priority is to get money, so mine up full hold again. And we are going to sell it off and upgrade our ship. That is going to be our first sort of... That's the first thing that we're going to do.
I am fully mined out already. Jeez.
Oh. Yep.
That's quick.
No, it's just that our ship's cargo hold is really small.
Terrible at cargo hold.
Yeah, it's okay. We're going to upgrade it at least 10 times in a moment. Okay, so that is going to be our current sort of short-term goal. We are going to make money. So, we are currently at 23 minutes, so I think we should be able to farm up a decent amount of credits just now. And we can discuss a few things as we go. But first of all, we're going to upgrade that ship of ours. So, as I said, this is the starting ship. It's a light fighter. And it is usable as a light fighter, but a light fighter does not make money. Or at least it doesn't make money by mining. So what we're going to do now is do exactly that. You're going to cut me in line. Screw you.
Early bird gets the worm.
Probably burn my ass. Okay, sell it off, and then visit the ship dealer.
Right. I am at the ship dealer.
Alright, so take a look at the 3 ships that this station sells. We are looking at the Sunburst. So the Stargazer is the one that we have. Then there's the Sunburst, and there's a third one, which is a very heavy fighter, 2.4 million credits. I don't think we have enough for that.
No, no. On
Don't
the
worry.
way, but not quite
Don't
there.
worry, we'll have that in like, what, maybe 10 minutes? Okay, so when you press the buy ship, so obviously we're buying the freighter,
Right.
make note that there's 2 items on your right now, the scanner and the Freelancer ID. So if you would press the buy ship now, all of the items on the right side are usually sold because they don't fit on the ship or there's not enough room or whatever, right? So we actually want to keep that ID because the ID is a internal, like it is the most important part of your ship. It's your scanner. Sorry, it's not your scanner. It's your tractor beam, so you can actually pick up stuff in space. It's your power core. If you don't have it, you won't be able to shoot things or like shoot at all physically. So one thing you'll notice, remember that this thing was inside your internal components. So
Yeah.
you cannot you can't just, transfer it right now. You actually have to go to the left side and click on the internal equipment, and then you can transfer it. And don't forget to mount it as well. Click.
That is done.
And now you can buy the ship.
For 1,300, because I had to sell 2 flashpoints as well, because they don't fit.
Okay then. So, now we have a ship, which is better. Don't worry about the guns right now, because we're not actually going to go,
Yeah,
into
we're just
battles
using
anymore.
them to destroy rocks, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So just sell everything that you don't need. So I think you should have a shield in your external equipment slot.
I do.
Okay, you probably want to sell that. Okay, how much money do you have?
I still have 100,000. Actually, almost 110.
Okay, the same as me. Go to your internal equipment.
Yeah?
Okay, so let's actually take a look at the things that are sold here. You currently have a scanner equipped.
Yep.
Now, the scanner has 2 properties. One is the actual range of detection, and the other one is the cargo scan range. So, if we take a look at the advanced deep scanner over there, you will see that the range is 15,000 meters. So, this this type of scanner will let you see other players the furthest away. So we actually want to buy that right now. Even though it's 82,000, it's kind of pricey at this point, I mean, considering the amount of money we currently have. So just buy that one, sell the old one, and mount it.
Gotcha.
Okay, and just launch from the station. Or planet.
It seems like the difference between the deep scan and the advanced deep scan are pretty small.
There's a couple of differences, but we don't have to worry about that right now. It's just a kind of necessary to upgrade it, because otherwise we're kind of flying blind.
Right, I'm in space.
Okay.
Space.
Space. Let's go. Something you'll probably notice is that the freighter actually is faster in terms of cruise speed. The old one had 375. This one has almost 400 to me, so you can actually run away from people. From baddies.
Right. Always lovely.
It's okay. During the Let's Play season itself, we're obviously going to make pirates as well, and we're going to pirate other players. But again, for every single character you want to make, you will need the funds for it. And depending on the ship, the type of ship you want to fly or kind of feel comfortable in flying, it really depends on how much trading you need to do. So first things first. Let's load up on the little rocks.
Oh.
Well, I mean, this is okay as well.
Yeah, now we can form up.
Don't. There's no faster way to fly into the planet by accident.
Yeah, that's true.
As you can see, it actually takes a little bit longer to
Yeah.
fill this up. Okay, so while we're here, let's actually talk about mining a little bit more. So basically what we're doing now, we're just taking a random ship, we're just shooting rocks with a flashpoint gun, right? This works well for helium, but there are like much better ores out there, and they require special tools. There are a special type of turrets in the game, which are called mining turrets, mining emitters. And depending on the ID you have, they give a bonus to specific ores. So, for example, Britonia Mining and Manufacturing, they get a bonus for gold ore. And IMG, like Independent Miners Guild, they get, you know, stuff for niobium ore.
I assume Gas Miners Guild gets bonuses for gas.
Exactly.
Right, I'm full.
Okay, well, let's bounce. So, open up your inventory with F7.
Yep.
And go to your commodities, like your cargo bay itself.
Yep, 400, 540.
Okay, so
helium.
click on the helium and click on trade routes. This is going to show you the best known spots that you can sell this thing. And this is where
Planetary or nowhere else.
yeah, because this is the only base that we've been actually docking on. So this is the part where we need to talk about the ways you play Disco, because there's two ways to start playing for, you know, as a new player. This is the obvious way. So if we actually take our nav map by pressing F6, you will notice that apart from Planet Erie, the trade lanes, and the gas cloud that we were just in, we just don't know anything else. We haven't been anywhere, and we don't know anything else. So here's the thing. There's two ways to do this. This is the way that it's meant to be played. The mod itself is called Discovery mod, and, you know, you start off and you go and discover, right?
Yep.
And that is just one of the ways. Anyway, let's dock here for now. Sell this off. And I'm going to show you the second way to do this. And after that, we might as well end the first episode. It's 33 minutes in.
Making money.
There we go. Did you sell it off?
Yep. That's
So yeah.
nice.
So yeah, there you go.
400,000.
That's almost 500,000, so, you know, 5 more runs with like this and you get that Statinga if you want. Anyway, go to F1 and select a new character. Let's make a new character.
Right.
And I'm going to show you the other way you can start playing this game. So I'm going to name my ship the Loud Bird. And log in as usual. It told me, what did you call? Okay, you're going to be the Quiet Bird. Okay. Okay, so that is the first way to start playing, and this is the way most newbies are going to start because they don't know this other way. There is a thing called restarts. The restart command is very simple. Imagine you wanted to make a outcast. Now, the outcast home system, the place where you can get the ID, the ships, and everything else, It is about 20 systems away. So every time you wanted to make a different Outcast ship, you would have to, if it wasn't for the restart commands, you would have to make a new character, undock, fly all the way there in this dinky little ship that blows up to one mine, and hope that NPCs don't kill you. So obviously that's not the case. So that's why we have restarts. You can show all of the restarts by typing in any in either group or console or whatever. Type in show restarts, and it will give you a list of all of the restarts that you can use. What they do, they start you off on their planet with their reputation and their ID. So all you need to do is just transfer some money, which we'll get to, how to make a bank account and transfer money, so you don't have to ask other players to, help you transfer cash. And the thing that we want to actually look at right now as new players, the very, very first is called the beginner restart. So just take that one. Go/restart. Beginner. Okay?
Yep.
Burb. Alright. Logging back in.
And there we go.
Okay, and just undock. Alright, as you can see, we started off in the same ship that we just acquired. And we have guns, we have a better shield, and there's two completely distinctive things about this particular ship. First of all, press your F8 key to show your reputation.
Yeah, we know a lot more factions.
You know every single faction in series now. And the one at the very bottom, you see the one that is flashing?
Freelancer?
Yeah. That is... If the faction is flashing, its name is being shown in front of your character's name. So if you look at me right now, it should be Freelancer
Loudbird.
Exactly. So, for example, all the people who have really good reputation of freelancers, they're gonna see us as green, and obviously if they don't have good reputation, they're gonna see us either as white or as red. Anyway, but that's not the only thing. So open up your navigation map with F6.
Yeah.
And you'll see that this system in particular is a little bit more open, but the best thing is go to the universe map. It's on the top left first icon. There we go. This restart gives you full information for the vanilla bases. So all the locations and whatnot. At least for the most of the lawful ones, and some of the unlawful ones.
Right.
Now, that being said though, you're currently looking at only half of the systems that are currently in the Discovery mod. So even with this character, even with this restart, which makes things a lot easier, you still have things to discover. So it's not like this is a complete spoiler. Anyway, let's go and quickly make another fill of helium. And so we can actually kind of show the best part of actually using this restart. Like the most genuine reason why you'd want to use this restart.
I have a feeling it's the mining arrays.
Well, the mining arrays, yes. Make sure you actually switch to the mining arrays.
Right.
I just realized you probably don't have weapon groups selected.
No, but I know you can use shift to...
No. That's
disable
silly.
and enable
Yeah,
things.
stop
but
for a
it is
moment.
silly.
It is silly. Stop for a moment. There's a lot easier way. Go to options.
Options.
Go to controls.
Oh, fucking escape isn't the menu. What's the menu?
F1.
F1. Fucking god.
Welcome to 2003.
Welcome to 2003.
Okay,
right,
go to
controls.
user interface.
User interface.
Okay, so what I want you to do is go almost all the way down.
Assign weapon group, activate weapon group.
Okay, so the one you want to look at is activate weapons group 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So just bound them to your normal keys, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the top ones.
Right?
You're done?
Yep.
Okay, go back. Okay, so if you press if you press 1 now, it is going to be your default group, right? Now, if you press 2, it should show only the mining arrays.
Alright. Yeah.
And if you press 3, nothing is selected, but you can select all the weapons that you want. So, you know, you can do whatever, and then you can switch between all the weapon groups like this. This is going to be really useful when you have different types of weapons, so you don't, you know, fire all of them at the same time. Also, oh, look, rogues. Hey boys, guess what we have and you don't. Oh, I don't think they want to stop. No, they want to stop. Well, fuck you too.
They said we look too strong and then we wrecked them.
Well, they were right. Okay, let's go a little bit deeper into the field so we can.
Guys.
Well, they're just rogues, so it's okay. In before a rogue player comes in with his rogue character, and they're just like, "Were you killing my boys?"
Oh dear.
Okay, so try shooting the rocks now. You'll see that you actually get a lot more helium now because you're shooting them
I
with
just
the...
need to find a rock.
over here.
Oh, there's one.
Pew, pew, pew.
I got full cargo on
Yep.
one. Fucking
Exactly.
time.
So that is the difference between shooting with your guns and shooting with a mining turret.
Wait. I don't have anything in my inventory file.
Oh, that's because you had me selected. That's another thing. If you have me selected and you're mining, you're actually mining into my cargo hold. So don't worry, let me just help you. I'm gonna select you and mine you up
How
instead.
do I unselect?
Control T. T is next target, and Control T is deselect target.
Right.
Oh, there you go, you should be. Yep, you are full. So, the difference between... The main difference why you want to use this restart is not just to get the cool ship with the cool mining areas, but now open up your inventory, go to helium. Click on trade routes.
Well, there are some places that definitely sounds better than here.
Yeah, boy! And that is where we're not going to go right now. Because making a trip to freaking Honshu in a small fighter just for 500 cargo units, not really a good deal.
That's a task for bigger transports.
And we are going to get a bigger transport. So let's sell this off, and we're going to cut the episode 1 here, and we'll see you in the next one where we get a bigger ship and start doing the big tradings.